What is your American dream?
My American dream is basically, I don't want to be too wealthy, I don't really care. I just want to live an average life. I want to bring home some money to my parents because my parents are the ones who raised me. They gave me everything, you know, they came from India here just so we could have a better life. So I just want them to have a good life and I want to be able to take care of them.
America is a really diverse place, rich in culture, and I hope it stays the same forever.
Live your life to the fullest and not having to worry about day-to-day problems that just keep on going on.
I don't have an American dream, but I do have a dream for America. It's just for equality and everybody to be in peace and everybody to treat others as they want to be treated.
My American dream is to become an NYPD and do well in future and make my parents proud.
My dream is already here. We own hotels, we own restaurants, what else you need? I'm good, thank you God.
I do have a dream, and that's the reason I left my family in India to get some good money so they can have a good life in India. I want my family to be here. I will live with them. Maybe God fulfill my dream or not, that I don't know, but I'm trying my best.
Free, liberal society where everybody respects everybody and has a life together, right? Has a society together. That's what American dream for me.
Everybody live happily and culturally rich at the same time, exploring their dreams and getting them.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome, everybody. It's September 6th, Friday. Belgium Kim telling me 10 seconds before, Brad, it's September 6th. 6th. Correct.
I'm not always right.
But she was right today.
Yes, she was.
Because the show's about to start, and I said to Kim, what's today's date?
Yeah.
But I don't know why you needed to whisper it to me. You said, Brad, today's date is September 6th. And I'm like, why is it a secret?
Because, Brad, I don't want to say it and then be wrong and then it be on me. So
Correct.
I feel like if it's whispered, I'm just like, it didn't sound sure.
Right. There was some plausible deniability.
Exactly.
Brad, I said the 5th. Right,
yeah.
Exactly. Well, welcome, everybody. This Friday. Belgium Kim, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's Friday,
yeah,
Brad.
I had a tour of CNN studios today.
I heard.
Which was a lot of fun.
That is super exciting.
It was really exciting. So we saw and they have different studios for every different show.
Oh my gosh.
It's not like Brad Show Live where there's just one studio. We do it all in this one studio. No matter what goes on,
100%.
There's only one studio.
Right.
We're not CNN. But they had a different studio for Anderson Cooper, for Van Jones, for Cuomo, for their daytime news. And then they go down to Washington, D.C. for Jack Tepper and Wolf Blitzer, which I didn't even know.
Oh, I didn't realize that
there's
either.
like studios down there. So it was really cool. And then when I went into the studios, I was looking up at the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, there's like 1,000 lights.
Yes.
And then I came into Bradshaw Live studio. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have about 30, 25 or 30. It's like 1% of what CNN has.
But that's been the thing, right? Like everyone who comes into the studio is like, how could you make this a studio? And it's like, because we have lights.
We have lights.
All the lights. But
That's right.
Typically we would have like 10 times as many lights.
We need to talk to the man about more lights.
Brad, I'm sorry to say that you're in fact the man.
Yeah. I will talk to myself this weekend. Because I felt very insecure about the Bradshaw Live studio after seeing the CNN studio.
Do you feel like we need to compensate with a bigger studio?
I think we do. I think we need more lights. We need more everything.
Listen, I'm
after
happy.
I went through there.
I am happy to be on the bigger, nicer, better studio bandwagon.
So what I asked Party Rock, I asked Julian the TriCaster guy.
Yeah.
And by the way, No Name City is now Little Caesar.
Little
we
Caesar.
changed her name.
Obviously.
Okay, right. She's Little Caesar now.
All day
So I
long.
asked all three of them until we get more lights to just bring their iPhones in here and turn the flashlight on.
And so right here they
They
are.
are right there, but we can't turn the cameras around. But they have their flashlights on.
They have their flashlights. Do we look better?
And they look really silly doing it. So all right, you guys can go now. Seriously, go. Seriously, go.
Just get out of here.
Get out of here. Go.
Get out of here.
Go.
Don't-
Belgium Kim, let me say hello to everybody.
Yes.
Mia Montauk, Yannick Bennett Higgins, Dion Watson, how are you? Jessica Leamy, Joel Reed says Squad Up Hun. Every day it's Squad Up Hun. We still have never figured out who the Hun is.
I'm telling you,
She doesn't
we're
tell
the
us.
Hun.
She doesn't
I think
tell
it's
us.
a collective Hun.
Yes. Abigail Taylor Watson, how are you? Angela Barrett, Dina Jimenez saying hello, everybody. Squad Up, Dina. Denisha Joseph says she is dancing to the Bradshaw Live song.
It's a pretty dance-worthy track.
I'm not sure if it's dance-worthy, but it's a bit haunting of a track.
Haunting?
Yeah, haunting. Not haunting in a bad way, but haunting that, once you get it in your head,
It's an earworm.
it doesn't go away.
Yeah,
ever.
100%.
Especially the wah 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 wah.
That's funny because my favorite is the the
No, mine
that's
is
my favorite.
Wah, 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 wah.
Comment your favorite part of the Bradshaw Live songs and
I don't know
do-dos.
how anybody would be able to do that. Caston Redwood says hello. Tanetso Bless Robinson. Jacobs. I can't pronounce her name, but I know it's now Nikisha Jacobs.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, she thought she was going to fool me again. No way. Rich Kid C popping in there. Asset Lindo. Carol Anderson the Tiger. A little late today, Carol, in the comment section.
Yeah, she is.
Very late in the comment section.
Is it the first time she's popping in?
Yes.
Carol, what are you doing?
Mia Montauk, how are you? Lynn Brown, Denisha Joseph, Ma Dukes, and on YouTube, which is coming on strong.
Woof.
We may be soon, YouTube may soon be taking over Facebook. And when it does, I'm going to say hello to YouTube first.
Whoa.
That's
so when
right.
we have a consistent number of
more
greater viewers on
YouTube than Facebook,
they're
going to go first. They're very close.
They are very
close. Karen Reed on YouTube, Danny Contreras, Mercedes Robinson, Squad Up, Fazzy Rabbi Ford. Fazl Rabbi Ford. Fazzy Rabbi Fordstein. Fazl Rabbi Fordberg? Or just Ford?
Oh, I see him now.
He's a rabbi.
I didn't see him.
I don't know if he's a rabbi.
He's definitely a rabbi.
Is he a rabbi or that's his middle name? Or maybe it's just Rabbi. Maybe he's just Rabbi.
Oh, you're saying like maybe it's just like Fazl Rabbi Fouad and that's his name?
And that's his name.
I did know a Fouad and that's how he spelled it. So maybe that is.
Says hello, how are you? Island Girl saying, hey squad, D Bean, straight from the coffee shop. Melissa Walker, Maharaji Harish, with a question on Bawa. We'll get to that in a little bit. Melissa Walker says, hey. Les Lobo says, how? How?
Just how?
How?
First question of the day.
First question of the day, Brad, how?
Just how, Brad?
How? I don't know how I do it.
And how?
I don't know how I do it.
What?
I don't know how I do it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's the question on everybody's mind.
But you know what the question on everybody's mind is?
Tell me.
I swear this all the time, is whenever I see people, they're like, so Brad, what are you going to be talking about today on your show? Do you get that a lot?
I do, except I feel like I can answer it differently than you, Brad.
Right. But people come to me all the time and say, Brad, so what are you going to be talking about today on the show? I go, I don't know. And this is like 5:20.
Right, 100%.
I don't know what I'm going to be talking about.
5:32, Brad's not sure.
Right, I don't know what I'm going to be talking about. Azari Ards. Donald Horton saying hello. Sandra Salinas, hello everyone. Just remember, someone out there is wearing for the coolest immigration lawyer out there, Brad Bernstein.
I'm going to go with waiting.
Waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting for the coolest.
Waiting.
Thank you very
No
much,
problem.
Sandra Salinas. We have, by the way,
yeah.
Just to give some respect back, we have like the coolest squad in town.
We really do.
I think we
they
really
ride.
I really think we have a cool squad.
There's some ride or dies.
I am not even kidding. Okay. Natasha Bagaloo, how are you? She says, I am hooked on the show.
Yeah.
Double thumbs up.
Yep.
Jenny Fernandez. Rabbi Ford.
Coming back. Strong with the question already.
Strong with the question. We'll get back to you, Rabbi, very soon. I don't think he's a rabbi. He doesn't look like a rabbi in this picture.
No, I'm going to go with it's Rabbi. Yep.
I think so too.
Yep.
But it's spelled rabbi.
Yeah. Does that make him automatically more religious, you
I
think?
have no idea.
I don't know. I feel like if my name were Jesus, I feel like I would have a certain
You would
something
be,
to live
no,
up to.
it would be Jesus.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Yeah, that is what it would be.
Gurpreet Kaur, how are you? Just Annie with some happy faces. And Bax Young says, thank you so much, Brad. May you keep you here for a long damn time. I am going through all the comments in a day right up front. Right?
I love it.
I love Bax Young. Stay here for a long damn time.
All the damn time.
All the damn time. Never shut that TriCaster off.
No. It's going to be a 24/7 Brad Show Live marathon today, folks.
Basically, Julian, we're going to strap him in that chair, the TriCaster guy. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna Postmate some food to him every so often.
Oh, that's nice. I was going to go an IV. Like, I do not want your fingers.
No, we'll Postmate him some food.
Okay.
And we'll give him one of those contraptions that they have in Amsterdam if he has to go to the bathroom.
Perfect.
And he ain't leaving that seat.
No.
Because Bax Young says, what did he say again? I already lost him. Thanks so much, Brad. Keep up. Stay here for a long damn time.
Long damn time.
Long damn time. Princess Martin Uniqueness, Tally. Shunti Singh says, badly addicted to the show. Seems like I can be a lawyer by gaining so much knowledge. And Belgium Kim. I can go on and on about comments of the day.
Yeah.
But what I'd like you to do right now is tell people to please share and spread the word. This is like a situation.
This is a situation.
Okay, before we go to Belgium, Kim, you can keep the music going. It's perfectly fine. But this is like a situation now that is where we're a situation where we're a tree that falls in the forest, but only like a couple thousand people who are in the forest hear it.
Right.
There's lots of trees falling in the forest that nobody hears. We only have a couple thousand hearing our trees.
Right.
We want the world to hear our tree fall.
Right.
So please tell them how to share.
This is how you get others to hear the tree fall, fam. Gather in the forest, and the first way you do that is join the Brad Show Live Brad Squad group. It's on Facebook, and it's going to be in the comments right now. Click on that link, and then as soon as Brad starts answering your immigration questions, I will be at the ready accepting all of those join requests. So join the Brad Show Live Brad Squad, and it's going to be the only way that you get a guarantee to get your first 5 questions that are asked every day in that group answered, and they're the first 5 questions we answer every single day on the show. It is the one and only way you can get an answer to your immigration question. Also, make sure, family, on Facebook and YouTube, if you hear the sound of my voice and you are not a subscriber or a follower or a liker, what are you doing? Hit that button right now and make sure that when you do, that little bell is going to come up right next to it. Hit that little bell as well, because you never really know when we're going to go live. We're always a little early, a little late, a little right on time. Either way, make sure you get the notification every single time we do. Also, share. That's how you get people to come into the forest. Invite them into the forest by sharing the show. Hit share, start a watch party. That's going to send a notification to all your friends to join you in the forest with your very own comment box so they can all hear our tree fall. Also, you can make sure to share it as a private message. It makes people feel real good when you take that time to send them a personal note or a personal message that makes their phone ding and it's your face popping up in that little bubble, fam. Yes,
By the way, the only person I see who's shared so far, who's taking credit for sharing, Ma Dukes.
Ma Dukes.
I'm giving a shout out to Ma Dukes. Everybody else just saying how wonderful the show is. Okay, it's wonderful. I love the adulation. I really love sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, and especially even on YouTube. You can copy the link and send it to everybody.
Exactly.
Okay, on WhatsApp, on your SMS text.
Yep.
On Messenger, anywhere.
What is the most interesting place you would paste that link, Brad?
What's the most interesting place?
Yeah, like what's a weird place that you want people to paste that link?
Bumble.
Bumble is a great one.
Yeah.
I love a good Bumble.
But in all seriousness, paste it on. You can paste it on your WhatsApp.
Absolutely.
You can send text messages on YouTube. You can send emails. As a matter of fact, when you go on to share on YouTube right now, it gives you Twitter, Reddit, Tumblr, some Russian thing. I can't read it.
Right.
LinkedIn.
Right.
You should be tagging, and then it says, search for people you know.
That's right.
You can send it individually to everybody you know there. There's no excuse not to annoy everybody you know with a link to Brad Show Live because many of them will need the help.
Exactly. And to make us feel good, to let us know that you've actually shared. Once you've done it, hit that thumbs up. That's how we know you're a real one. And finally, family, this is what it's all about, getting your answers to your immigration questions by the immigration attorney, Brad Bernstein. And the way that you do that is leave all of your comments, thoughts, and feelings, and most importantly, immigration questions right in the comments. And do it now, because we ask them first come, first serve, and ain't no telling how far we're gonna get with all of the questions that we get every day. And now is the time you've all been waiting for. I've been waiting for it because we're schmoozing with Brad.
All right, so again, in the headline news today, it's still the hurricane.
Yes.
Dorian has passed over the Bahamas. There's an official death count in the Bahamas of 30 dead so far as a result. But according to officials from the Bahamas, over 2,000 people are missing. And that was as of this morning. The missing count, I am sure, has gone up since. Now, missing could be that a relative tries to call their family member and can't reach them. But a lot of them may also be in a lot of trouble or maybe even dead. So I think that the death toll, unfortunately, in the Bahamas is going to rise significantly. One person who rode out the storm in the Bahamas, who I saw, was James Bond, Sean Connery.
Right.
He rode out the storm. He's 89 years old.
Right.
James Bond there. In the Bahamas, he rode out the storm, and he sent out a tweet or a text message or something to somebody saying he's safe.
I gotta be real. The New York Post's coverage of Hurricane Dorian I have found very interesting.
What?
It's been Wendy Williams had to cancel her girls' trip and Sean Connery is okay.
Yes.
Those are the things that the New York Post cares about.
Now, more importantly, as rescuers and survivors of Hurricane Dorian's destruction in the Bahamas are getting increasingly frustrated as boats from nearby Nassau and the U.S. mainland can't reach the islands that have been affected most. You can't fly in and out. It's the Abacus Islands.
Yeah, Abacus and Marsh Harbor.
And Marsh Harbor. Maybe I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. So people, the airport in Marsh Harbor is out. And the U.S.-based ships that are coming, the Coast Guard, there's not enough to help people bring in supplies and evacuate people who need to be evacuated. The Bahamian government has sent hundreds of police and Marines into these stricken islands, along with doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers. They are completely, at this point, unfortunately, overwhelmed. Chef Jose Andres, whose World Central Kitchen delivers meals after natural disasters, is also flying to various islands, delivering meals to people who have been cut off from the rest of civilization, because there's no food, there's no supplies, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Now, Andres has been based out of his restaurant in the Atlantis Resort in Nassau, about 90 miles away, and families there on vacation have also joined Andres. People rode out their vacations through this storm, and they are now helping, vacationers are now helping him to prepare food and get it out to people who are in need. The hurricane right now is over North Carolina as we speak.
Right.
It is now it went down to a Category 3, and now I understand it is a Category 1.
Yes.
So the winds have slowed down substantially. Despite that fact, there's still 215,000 homes and businesses across North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia that do not have electricity and are threatened by mass waves and rising tides.
Storm surge, yeah.
Yeah. Now, state officials said at a press conference that there could be hundreds of people trapped and facing dangerous floods, especially on the barrier islands.
Right.
They're asking people to leave. Right now, as of Bradshaw Live start time,
right,
the winds were 95 miles per hour,
Yep.
which is half of the strength of what it was in the Bahamas.
Right.
Because the Bahamas was about 185
yeah.
miles an hour, and it's still ripping off roofs in
Yep.
North Carolina, South Carolina, so please be safe if you are there. In other news, Belgium Kim.
Yes.
All right, because this is all hard news I got so far.
We got some
I've
hard news.
I've got the top 75 news articles of the day in my hand right now.
All day, every day, Brad.
All day, every day. And I pick and choose what is interesting to me.
Right.
And this is interesting to me. The FDA and the CDC have both issued warnings after 4 people have died of vaping-related issues. Now, vaping is the electronic cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be safer because you're not inhaling smoke.
Right.
You're just, if you're smoking, nicotine or whatever, you get addicted to nicotine, but it's not causing cancer per se,
Right.
or at least that's what they say.
Right.
And the same with marijuana. You're not inhaling the marijuana smoke if that's what you're smoking.
Right.
But apparently, in some of the nicotine and cannabis mixtures that are going in to these vape pens, because a lot of it is just completely illegal, unregulated, counterfeit. There's apparently something called vitamin E acetate.
Yeah.
And vitamin E acetate is a regular vitamin that you would take if you went to GNC and bought some, you know what, I need some vitamin E acetate, just like I need some vitamin B and vitamin C and D. And you take it in a pill and it's perfectly healthy for you.
Right.
But apparently, if you inhale it, it's deadly.
Yeah.
And we don't know, nobody knows how this vitamin E acetate has made it into some of the mixtures that a lot of these kids are smoking. There's been hundreds and hundreds of people who have been hospitalized as a result of overexposure to vitamin E acetate, and 4 people have already died just from inhaling from a vape pen.
Yeah.
So on Thursday, the New York State Department of Health said the lab test showed extremely high levels of vitamin E acetate, and it was not found in some of the other products that were tested that have been regulated. So these are all unregulated products that have this.
Right.
I don't know where it's coming from. So the Food and Drug Administration is now testing more than 100 samples from states and has not ruled out other contaminants that also may be causing death and illness.
Right.
A study conducted in 2016 and published last year in the Annals of Internal Health. I just love saying the Annals.
I know you do.
I know. I don't know why it makes me laugh. A study conducted in 2016. It's funny what things make you laugh, right?
Yeah, particularly you make you laugh because it's annals.
It makes
or
me,
annals.
No, but it's the Annals. It's the Annals. How do you pronounce it?
I think it's annals or annals. Annals.
A study conducted in 2016 and published last year in the Annals, which is much doesn't make me laugh.
I'll make sure to avoid writing that word from
I
now on.
would not put that word again in my notes.
No problem. No problem.
In the Annals of Internal Health, found that nearly 11 million people are using e-cigarettes, and they think it's safe, but apparently it's now deadly.
Listen, I was actually part of a campaign. I helped raise the tobacco tax on e-cigs in California a few years ago.
I remember that as part of your interview.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
And even then, the dangers of vaping, particularly with children who are increasingly getting their hands on these and they're marketed to kids. You have vapes that look like Minions and toys. It's absolutely terrifying. And so now, for on top of that to say, and it's going to give you a disease that's going to cause pneumonia or some intense illnesses, is terrifying.
Yeah. Now, according to the FDA in 2018, 3.6 million kids under the age of 17 were using e-cigarettes. That's a lot of kids.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
You must be terrified as a parent with kids that age.
Listen, I mean, I lecture my kids all the time. They claim they don't do it, but I'm not a detective.
Yeah.
I'm not with them 24 hours.
100%.
Yeah, so, you know.
That's tough.
You know, it's funny, in this day and age, talking about being a parent, it's almost like you're a successful parent if your kids made it out alive and they're 22 and an adult now.
That's a little bit how it feels. It's like, wow, you've made it.
Yeah, like, you know, like you're a successful parent because you got your kid alive to 22 and be an adult.
Yeah.
That's how I feel now.
They haven't succumbed to e-cigs or mass shootings or something.
Or environmental disasters.
Right, just something awful.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, Brad.
Meanwhile, we talked about yesterday that Trump tweeted that sensitive photograph of the Iranian missile launching.
Right.
And we said that's probably a violation of some laws.
Right.
Because it was basically a classified document that he just tweeted out like an imbecile.
Yeah.
Now, people on Twitter have figured out, sleuths have figured out where this photo came from.
No way.
Yeah. So, and it didn't take long. It turned out that this photo was taken by the National Reconnaissance Office satellite launched in 2011. I don't know how normal people are able to figure this out. It's called USA 224 is the satellite. It's believed to be a member of the KH-11 family.
Yeah.
Whatever that may mean.
Whatever that may mean.
Of electro-optical surveillance satellites, and almost everything about the KH-11 satellite program is classified.
Of course it is.
Until now, because Donald Trump has released this classified information.
Thank God for Twitter.
Yes. Now, images from the satellites have always been classified.
Right.
You never give them out because it may give your enemy some information on how you're collecting this data, and they may now defend against it.
Right. as this exactly did.
Correct. Now, the only confirmed photo from a KH-11 satellite ever
Yeah.
was leaked in 1984 by a Navy intelligence analyst and has never been leaked since until the President of the United States decided to break the law.
Right.
Now, tracing the photo to a classified satellite was a masterclass in internet sleuthing.
Right.
People just sat at their computer and figured this out. It's crazy. Christian Tribert, a journalist for the New York Times visual investigation team, used the shadows in the photo to determine a 1-hour window in which the photo was taken. And then Michael Thompson, a graduate student in aerodynamics at Purdue University, pointed out that USA 224 was directly over the Iranian launch facility during that exact time frame.
That's crazy.
Marco Langbroek, an archaeologist who runs an amateur spy satellite tracking station in the Netherlands, calculated the angle at which the satellite viewed the Iranian launch pad. Now, between those three people, they figured out three, I don't know if they're fat guys or not, but I mean, maybe they're good-looking, handsome men. I have no idea.
Random dudes.
3 random dudes around the world figured it all out.
And I can't divide fractions, y'all.
Yes. It's crazy.
That's insane.
That is crazy.
Wow.
In other news, and this is pretty sad, Donald Trump's own administration, the Department of Health and Human Services, had a independent analysis of the children who are being held in detention while their parents are awaiting asylum interviews. And it is the first substantial accounting by a government agency on how family separation under the Trump policy has affected the mental health of children. Now, investigators have visited 45 facilities in 10 states during August and September of 2018. That was a year ago. They interviewed about 100 mental health clinicians, and during the interviews, there were almost 9,000 children in shelters. Nearly 85% were between the ages of 13 and 17.
Oh my God.
13% were between 6 and 12, and 2% were infants. Now, a clinician told investigators, you get a lot of, quote, my chest hurts, even though everything seems to be medically fine. The children would describe emotional systems like every heartbeat hurts, I can't feel my heart. One little boy, about 7, who was separated from his father at the U.S.-Mexico border last year, was under the delusion that his dad was dead.
Oh my God.
And that he thought he was going to be killed next. The child ultimately required emergency psychiatric care to address his mental health distress. Other children believed their parents had abandoned them.
Oh my God.
And some suffered physical symptoms because of their mental drama. Some cried inconsolably. Some were angry and confused. Other children expressed feelings of fear or guilt and became concerned for their parents' welfare. Now, the child psychiatrist, Dr. Gilbert Kleiman, who interviewed dozens of migrant children in shelters after zero tolerance took effect, told PBS's Frontline and the Associated Press that the kids can move on with their lives after reunifying with their parents, but they may never get over this trauma. As children, they have night terrors, separation anxiety, trouble concentrating, and then when they're going to become adults, they're going to face greater risks of mental and physical challenges, from depression all the way to cancer. Now, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, who did this investigation, this is Donald Trump's own administration coming out with these statistics, said the longer children were in custody, the more their mental health deteriorated, and it recommended minimizing time children should be in jail. Of course. Especially since they did nothing wrong and they are not criminals. It also suggested creating better mental health care options and hiring more trained staff. The department's assistant secretary, Lynn Johnson, said in a letter to the watchdog that the average length of stay was much shorter now, and noted that the report was not a clinical review of treatment. So now, even though the President Trump's own Health and Human Services watchdog is saying there's major issues, they're still denying that their own administration is saying what's happening.
It's insane to me because I feel like you don't need to be a doctor to look at these images and see that these children are going to be impacted forever. They're sleeping under a bridge, under tinfoil blankets, on the ground. They don't know where their parents are. Of course it's going to impact them forever.
Now, finally, Democratic presidential hopeful Beto O'Rourke, who has no chance of winning whatsoever.
No, he doesn't.
He did tweet this. He said, this confirms what we already knew. The children separated from their families, locked in cages, forced to sleep on concrete floors under tinfoil blankets will live with this trauma for the rest of their lives. We'll have this on our conscience for the rest of our life. And that's true.
Yep.
Finally, it pays to be a yes man for Donald Trump.
It does?
It pays, okay? I was just even talking to a friend today, and he said, you know, he'd be a really good, presidential spokesman like a Sarah Huckabee or what was the guy?
Sean Spicer.
Sean Spicer.
Yeah.
He says he would be very good. Nope, Donald Trump did not mean that. Nope, Donald Trump did not mean that. And he says, I would be able to say it with a straight face. He says, I would never do the job.
Right.
He says, but he has the personality.
He would be able to do so.
He would be able to lie his teeth off and be able to do it.
Biggest crowd ever.
Right. The biggest crowd ever.
Of all time.
Correct.
Never tweeted that.
Now, all these lying SOBs.
Yeah.
From Sean Spicer, who's now Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
To Sarah Huckabee, who's writing a book and getting millions of dollars for it.
Right.
And now got the A-OK by Donald Trump to run on the Republican ticket for governor of, is it going to be Arkansas? Of governor of Arkansas.
Yeah.
Okay? She put in her dues. She was ridiculed by everybody, but she sat by Donald Trump and lied her ass off for him, and now she's being rewarded. It's a sick, disgusting world, Belgium Kim.
I think they're going to get their comeuppance, Brad. I don't think she's going to win the governorship of Arkansas, and I think Sean Spicer is going to twist an ankle.
I think she will, because whoever's the Republican is going to win. It's a Republican state. Democrat will never win in Arkansas. So if she's running, I guarantee you Trump will make sure that nobody else runs against her.
Yeah, but that's 2022. I feel like there's a lot that can happen in 2020 before she gets there.
But I will agree with you that karma is a bitch, and it does come around.
I can't wait to see Sean Spicer Dancing with the Stars make an ass of himself.
I don't think he's going to sprain an ankle. But I could see.
I don't wish harm on anyone.
I don't wish harm on anybody.
Maybe a toe.
I don't want him to hurt himself, but I'd be very concerned for his hip.
Okay. See, you went hip.
Yes.
You went full. I went toe,
full on
Brad.
hip.
You went full on hip. You went Nita Walker. I wouldn't mind it.
All right. This is nice. Denmark has the country of Denmark.
The country of Denmark.
The country of Denmark has bought the last remaining circus elephants to let them retire.
I love this very much.
Yeah, they're spending $1.6 million to buy the country's last 4 circus elephants, give them a proper retirement as the government moves to ban wild animals in circuses. The ministry said Saturday that there were no immediate plans on where they were going to put the 4 elephants named Ramboline, Lara, Junga, and Jenny, but applicants willing to take the mammals should offer a timely takeover and proper welfare.
I volunteer.
Okay. I think that would be cruel to put them in your apartment in Harlem.
It's gonna be a tight squeeze, Brad. It'll be a tight squeeze.
I think it'll be a little smelly in there too.
Right? It's not gonna be great. I gotta run it by someone, but it might be a tight squeeze. But for now, Ramboline and the other 3, come on down.
And you saw Nicki Minaj; she's retiring.
Yes.
That'll be retirement for about 6-9 months, you would think.
Right, retirement until the next album drops.
Right. So she's retiring so she can give birth and take care of her kid. So basically, she's taking a year off.
She's not even pregnant.
But she will be eventually.
Right, I'm sure she will be.
She's going to take a year off, a year and a half off. She feels she made enough money.
Yeah.
And then when she gets bored of raising kids, which will be in about a year and a half or so,
right.
she's going to come out of retirement and have a big thing to sell more records.
Of course she is. I'm going to go one further, Brad.
Yes.
I'm going to go in the next 6 months. There will be a secret Nicki album that drops.
You think so?
That's what I think is going to happen.
Perhaps.
You guys just wanted me too much. It hurt my heart too much to be away from my fans because this is for you.
All right. And this is the dumbest story I've heard of the day.
Okay.
A man.
Yeah.
His name is Chris Mendiola from Texas.
Yes.
He adopted a dog.
Yeah.
Named Bear.
Yeah.
In 2010.
Yeah.
And when he went to groom the dog.
Yeah.
He noticed that the dog had a little tattoo on his underbelly. And he says, "What kind of gross, disgusting people would tattoo a dog?
How dare you?
How dare he?"
Yeah.
And he wrote on Facebook, "For those of you who know Bear, you know that he has a tattoo given to him from some previous owners. It sickens me to know that people would tattoo their pets. So tonight, I got his tattoo so he and Bear would have the same exact tattoo."
They're the same.
Now, unfortunately for Chris Mendiola, he had no idea what that tattoo was on Bear.
Okay. What is it?
But his friends knew very quickly. After he posted the picture of his tattoo in conjunction with Bear's tattoo. Right. In a
Facebook post.
Yeah, but why was he doing it? What's the word I'm looking for? To be like that's symbiotic with Bear.
Yeah.
To be
simpatico.
Simpatico with Bear.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was the word I was looking for.
I figured.
I appreciate
You're
it.
good.
So his friends quickly noticed that is a very typical tattoo, actually.
Right.
And it says, and one person wrote, guess what? It says you're neutered.
Right.
Okay. And it's done when you neuter an animal to let people know that this animal is neutered. So basically, Chris Mendiola has put on his body that he is neutered, as well.
That's right.
Right. So Chris says, now in an unbelievable plot twist.
Unbelievable.
Chris says he's smarter than that. He really knew what that tattoo meant all along. And he says his tattoo is a sign of his love for bear because he also wanted to put on his body that he was neutered as well. So do you believe that or no?
I feel like it's smart to say he knew.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no way he knew. I don't think that you would put a I'm neutered tattoo so visibly on your body because it's on his arm. Like
yes,
it's on his
he had no idea.
That's reckless and impulsive, dude.
I agree. Belgium Kim, please tell everybody to share one last time before we get into our immigration questions.
Absolutely, you guys. I'm going to do this quick and dirty. If you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, you gotta click that share button to help us out, fam. It's the only thing we ask you to do, along with follow and like and hitting that little bell. But really, the real hard work, the labor, is only the sharing. Hit that share button if you're watching on Facebook and send it as a private message to either one person, 5 people, 20 people. It really correlates on how much you love us. So the more you love us, the more people you have to share it with. Also, make sure that you are starting a watch party, and that'll send a notification out to all of your friends that you're watching Brad Show Live, so they should too. Also on YouTube, if you hit that share button, Brad just went through a bunch of ways and a bunch of places like Reddit and Tumblr and Twitter that you can absolutely share this show, but you can also hit that copy link and share it as a WhatsApp text, a regular SMS, a Tinder message, however you want to do it. Yes, Brad?
I have to say something right now,
Tell me,
Facebook.
Brad.
You are getting annihilated
Wow.
by YouTube right now. YouTube
Demolished.
is demolished. It's not even a close race right now. Facebook should be embarrassed compared to YouTube.
You guys, are we jumping the Facebook shark? There's
Congratulations, YouTube.
I would like for Facebook to defend their honor or YouTube to hold their crown. Let's see which one happens. And finally, family, please tell us your thoughts and feelings in the comments. The more details, the better about your immigration questions, because we're gonna answer those first come, first serve, and I've been flying through them lately. So keep asking those questions because I hope that we'll get to every single one tonight. And now, the time you've all been waiting for. It's the time that you are getting answers to your immigration questions.
So, Marsha has been waiting for over 58 minutes.
Wow.
She has a burning question. Marsha. Hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm here. I'm good.
Good.
Hi, good afternoon.
What can I do to help you, Marsha?
Okay, my situation is did an interview for the I-485 back in October 2018. I still haven't heard anything from USCIS. However, I went ahead and applied for travel documents in April of this year. The travel documents were approved in June. I got the notice in the mail saying that the documents were approved. However, I had an emergency where I had to travel out of the country before I actually got the card. But my husband had to.
Okay, Marsha, you're breaking up, but let me tell you what this situation is that I understand. You had an adjustment. You filed for advanced parole, but you had an emergency and had to leave before the advanced parole was approved. And then you are now...
It was approved before I left.
It was approved before you left? What happened first? Did you get on a plane or did you get an approval?
Yeah.
What happened first, Marsha? Marsha, take a step to the left.
First.
Okay, so then what's the problem? Quickly, because you have a terrible connection.
I want to help you. Notice.
Say it in 3 sentences because you have a terrible connection. I don't want to disconnect you, but I don't hear you. So say it in 3 sentences so I can help you. 3 sentences, no more. Go.
Okay. I got the approval notice before I left. However, the official documents were never mailed. Hello?
I'm listening.
Yeah, okay. So I to date I still haven't received the documents. I'm outside of the country. And I contacted USCIS. They said that they sent out the documents, which I never received, and it's just has been a back and forth since June.
All right, you need to go to the U.S. Embassy, and you need to get something to come back, and you need a lawyer. Okay? So hold on one second, all right?
I already went.
So what would you like me to do for you? Do you think I have a form in front of me to hand
Okay,
you?
I went there and they told me that there's nothing that they can do because USCIS already mailed out the documents. So for
Okay, what do you want me to do for you? You want to come back to America, right?
I need advice.
You want me to come back to America, correct? Okay, so for you to come back to America, you will need to get the help of a lawyer. Because you, as an immigrant who's stuck in Jamaica, walking to the embassy and saying, hi, I didn't get my advance parole in the mail. Can you give me something to come back to America? And they could throw you out. They throw you out, which is what happened.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is, there's no magic form for me to say, you go fill out this form and you come back to America. What you need right now is a very good lawyer to work through the bureaucracy, because you are stuck in the bureaucracy, to get to the right people to give you a right document to get you back to America. There's no form for you. That's why I said you need a good lawyer. So you can get stuck in Jamaica, or you can hire a good lawyer. Those are really your choices at this point.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Correct, Kim?
That's absolutely correct.
Thank you. Let's go to, I love when you agree with me. Esther.
Always.
In New Orleans, Louisiana.
Hello.
Howie, and by the way, before we go to Esther, okay, you never leave the United States without your advance parole. That's why you're stuck. Right. And if she left before she got approved, then she abandoned her adjustment, which is possible also. All right, Esther, what's going on?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm calling. This is my first time calling.
Good.
I have a question for you.
Esther, Esther, this is the first time I'm talking to you as well, so we're even.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I do hear you. What's going on?
Okay. Yeah, my question is this. Can I travel with my advance parole? Because I'm from Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay, like how many days, weeks can I stay?
I think 2 weeks is a good time. Beyond that, I think you can cause yourself a problem.
2 weeks?
Mm-hmm. 2 weeks is a safe time to travel. You can't go out for months and months and months, because then you risk having a problem coming back.
You say what now?
I said you can't go for months and months and months, because then you risk having a problem coming back.
Okay, just 2 weeks.
I mean, you want to go for 15 days? There's no rule. You asked me my. You asked me my opinion. Advanced parole is for a short, innocent trip abroad to come back. So to me, a short, innocent trip abroad to go and come back is 2 weeks. I think if you go 6, 8, 12 weeks, that's not such a short, innocent trip abroad.
Okay. My second question is this. I put in for my green card, my papers and everything since 2017, and I've been here from them for my green card up to now.
Mm-hmm.
I went for my interview this year, February this year. I went for my interview. So I've not heard from there up to now.
You know, if you were in my database, I was just showing this right before I came on. We just sent this out to about 55,000 people. Spawn Bernstein newsletter. So if you want to be in our database, you can for the next newsletter. And when I turn to page 2, okay, in the Spar Bernstein brief, I don't know who named it Spar Bernstein brief, but that's what we named it.
That's what we named it.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
It says in very clear letters here.
Yeah.
A visa delayed is a visa denied.
A visa delayed is a visa denied.
The Trump administration is not only targeting illegal immigration, but legal immigration, seen in the delay of I-130 visa petitions and adjustment of status interviews, asylum hearings, and more. Individuals used to wait 3 to 4 months for a green card. Now they're waiting a year or longer. And these major delays are seen across various immigration applications. So you're waiting for more than 12 months for an adjustment of status interview? With a big question mark. You see it right here. What should you do? What do you think it says you should do? Under previous White House administrations, applicants typically waited 6 months for an adjustment of status interview. Today, waits of 3 years or longer.
Yeah.
Even after an interview. So at Spar and Bernstein, we believe that reunification of loved ones is unjust. That impeding the reunification of loved ones is unjust. So we say a mandamus act is a type It's a type of lawsuit that compels USCIS to make a decision on your immigration application In this type of lawsuit, a federal judge is ordering a lower administrative body, the USCIS, to process your application because if they don't, they will be in violation of a federal order. It's in black and white right here in my newsletter. If you're waiting more than 12 months, if you're waiting more than 12 months, and I say this every day,
right?
You're waiting more than 12 months, and you went for an adjustment interview, and you're waiting more than 12 months, you've never gone for an adjustment interview, or you're waiting more than 4 months after an adjustment interview, that's visa delay. And your rights are being violated. And you have two choices. You can sit on your hands and wait forever, or you can file a mandamus. Those are your choices. And we can help you if you want. So hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay, because, hello?
Yeah?
Hello?
Yes?
Because I don't know if you guys can help me because I know I'm in New Orleans. I don't know, maybe you have any
I just said, hold on, we can help you. I help people all over the United States of America. Even though I'm in New York, immigration is federal. So I can go into any court, anywhere in the United States and help you. So hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Jess in Los Angeles, California. Jess.
Yes, hi, how are you? Yes, hi, I have a quick question, and I did call before. I'm calling for the same person that I called before. The question is, my sister
Jess, as wonderful as you are, I don't remember who you called for before. So
I know you get that.
I don't remember everybody, so tell me what your situation
is. Right, okay. So my sister got arrested 2 months prior to her citizenship interview.
Mm-hmm.
So she passed the English test or the written test. I don't know what it is. But at the time when they asked her if she was ever arrested, she said yes. So they sent her back to court to get the disposition. Anyway, it said pending, so they denied her. So now she's sitting in jail serving for that thing she got arrested for.
She's in jail now?
But now she insists, she wants me to find a lawyer. She says, hey, I passed the test. I could be a citizen. I don't know how that works.
No, she's not a citizen because you got to be approved for citizenship and you have to naturalize. So if she's in jail, she is not a citizen.
And she's only a green card holder.
She's a green card holder. She is not a citizen.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, you could not prove good moral character if you have a pending criminal case. So when you go on your citizenship interview by law, if you have a pending criminal case, they're not approving you. So that's what happened. Now she ended up going in jail, so it sounds like she may be a deportable alien now.
Yeah, because it's a conspiracy drug conviction. It says in the paper. It says conspiracy to distribute meth.
She's gonna get deported. She's an aggravated felon.
Is that an aggravated felony, sir?
100%. Not even a close call.
Okay, so that means that I just heard you say that you help people all over the United States. So that means that if I even want to hire you to try to help her because she only passed the test, you cannot.
Not only can I not. Nobody can. So
only God.
No, God's not going to help her either. I mean, God may look over her, but Donald Trump's going to deport her, whether God's involved or not. I mean, that's just the reality.
Monster.
Now, the only way that she gets to live in America, okay, is one of two ways. This is the only two ways. I'm going to tell you right now. You don't have to pay me. I'm going to tell you. If her parents were citizens before she was 18 and she was living in the United States with a green card before 18, she may be a citizen.
No, definitely not.
Then the only other way in these situations is to, when she gets put in deportation, is to file something called Convention Against Torture. And what Convention Against Torture is even though she's an aggravated felon, the law says that the government cannot deport you back to a country where you're going to be tortured, okay? And the government where you are either is going to be complicit in the torture or they know about it and can't do anything to prevent it. So, for example, okay, I'm just giving you this as an example. I'm not telling you to take this story and make up a whole, concocted thing, okay? But, but I'm just giving this as an example. There was a serious drug trafficker, okay, who I represented once, who, like your sister, serious, I mean, I don't know how much drugs your sister was, but had a major conspiracy to traffic meth, cocaine, you name it. There wasn't a drug this guy wasn't involved in, okay? And he would sit there and say, yes, I did it all. I'm a drug trafficker, I am. But you know what he did also? In his criminal case, he turned state's evidence, and he testified against a lot of other bad guys. Okay, so when it was time to deport him, he was getting threats from the bad guys who he testified against. Their associates back in his home country, that he's a dead man if he goes back home.
Of course.
So we were able, and we're like, well, the country he's from, they know about this. There's no way they're going to protect him. This guy has 7 days or 14 days to live by the time they're going to cut his whole body up. And this government's not going to be able to protect him. So we were able to prove that in court, and he got something called Convention Against Torture, which means that the government promises not to deport him. He gets a work permit to live here, but he doesn't get a green card or anything or citizenship. But that's the only way drug traffickers get to live in America is some sort of Convention Against Torture, or you're in fact a citizen because your parents were citizens before 18.
Right. I think none of those are impossible because she never testified against anybody.
Well, I mean,
you're just setting an example.
Yeah, I'm just giving it as an example,
Right.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, because we found someone here, he said, this lawyer's here. Oh, yeah, she passed the test, we're going to put her as a citizen. I guess they just want to take people's money.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're not a citizen. You're not a citizen of the United States until you go to the swearing-in ceremony and you say, I swear to the allegiance of whatever the swearing-in ceremony is.
Oh, okay, like the oath. Yes. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. You have a good day. Thank you. Answer my question. God bless you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Tony in Yonkers, New York. Tony.
Hello.
Hi, Tony. How are you?
Yes. How you doing, Brad?
What's going on?
Question. I have a friend of mine that in 2001 he applied for his citizenship. And while the application was in, he got arrested. Federal case. He caught a federal case, and then while the application was in, he caught a federal case. So then he was able to naturalize. Okay, before he had to go after the case was over, he became a citizen. Then he went to jail because of that case. He served 16 months. Then he came out. Nothing happened. Then he caught another case about 2 months later, and another federal case, bigger. And now he's still sitting in prison since 2005. He's due to come out about next year, I think. So what happened is, just not long ago, a few months ago, they confiscated his American passport from custody.
I can tell you exactly what they're going to do. They're going to try to denaturalize him because he was never eligible to become a citizen in the first place. He got it unlawfully. That just the government
misrepresentation, right?
Right. The government missed it. So they're going to try to
he should have disclosed that there was a case pending. They discovered it afterwards.
They're going to, in order, he's still a U.S. citizen, okay, until a federal judge denaturalizes him, okay? So when his sentence is up, they have to release him. They can't hold him indefinitely as an alien. He's a U.S. citizen, okay? But he has to go to court and fight out that he should be able to maintain his citizenship despite the misrepresentation.
Right, but his lawyer, his wife's lawyer told him...
His wife's lawyer? What do you mean his wife's lawyer?
He's married.
Okay, so his lawyer.
I'm sorry, his lawyer.
Okay, fine.
Yes, his lawyer told him that immigration took the passport. Obviously, they notified him in jail because that's his belongings. And he's got a 99% chance that he's going to get deported, meaning not right away. He's going to have to go to immigration jail. They're going to probably denaturalize him. He's going to go turn to status where he would have a green card, and then he's deportable.
If he is a U.S. citizen, they can't put him in immigration jail. They have to. They have. They can do whatever the hell they want. I mean, government, unless you have a lawyer protecting you. Okay. They can keep him in jail for the rest of his life if they choose to, unless you have a lawyer protecting you. But the fact is, he's a U.S. citizen until a federal judge says you're not a U.S. citizen anymore. And there is a process to go through in federal court to take his citizenship away. It is possible they will take his citizenship away because he got his based on what you told me, he never deserved to be a citizen. Because if you listened to our first caller, remember her citizenship was denied because you can't prove good moral character if you have a pending case.
Yep. Right.
So,
The difference is that he got naturalized. Our friend didn't. There's a difference.
Correct. And he should not have, but unfortunately, the government missed it. So I think at this point, he needs to go find some good representation. Okay? I'm not saying that I'm going to be able, that he's not going to be denaturalized. I don't know enough about the case yet to render an opinion on whether or not when the government goes to federal court to denaturalize him, he wins or loses. I have no idea. I really need to look into the case.
Right.
All right?
Well, okay, so he cannot, since he's an American citizen, as we're talking right now, when his time is up next year, they cannot put him in immigration jail. They're going to let him out, and then he would have to go see a federal judge.
Unless during this time period, they already start proceedings to denaturalize him, and he's denaturalized, then he'll be going to immigration jail.
Oh, but he could get denaturalized without him being in court?
No, you have to go to court. You just can't. Government can't take away your citizenship.
So far, they took his passport away.
That's different than I'm taking your passport away. I'm not going to allow you to travel with it or show it to anybody. The government has a right to take your passport away, okay? Yeah. But that doesn't mean because they take your passport away, you're not a U.S. citizen.
Correct.
Okay, you're a U.S. citizen.
That's a privilege.
Still.
I understand.
Right. You're still a U.S. citizen, and until you're no longer a U.S. citizen, if you served your time, they got to release you.
Right. And then I'm assuming if that's the case, because they want to denaturalize me, he's going to have to get notice to go to the immigration judge. I'm assuming, or federal judge, whoever deals with it.
It would be a federal judge who would deal with it.
It would be a federal judge. Okay, I understand.
And by the way, that process takes a long time, and even if he loses, you can appeal. So this is like years and year process. It's not a simple, snap it.
All right, I got your number. Let me see what happens. I'll talk to his wife.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's go to Rafa in Kokomo, Indiana. Rafa.
Hi there, Brad.
How
Good
you
evening.
Doing? Good evening.
I had a question. So I have like a asylum case pending for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been waiting and no interview yet. And recently I've been accused of couple violations of protection order to prevent domestic violence, and I'm being charged with invasion of privacy, Class A misdemeanor. But I haven't been convicted yet, or I'm waiting for my hearing and stuff like that. And I have criminal lawyer, and he was asking what kind of outcome we need to avoid me not being able to have a green card or have a positive outcome.
No aggravated felony.
What was that?
Don't have an aggravated felony.
Oh no, I don't have any criminal history, even no traffic tickets at all.
Right. Don't have an aggravated. You can't get asylum if you're an aggravated felon. That's the law.
Oh, so you mean it's going to be considered aggravated felony?
I don't know. I don't know what you're going to plead guilty to. I don't know anything about the case. But hold on one second. I could look at everything and be happy to help you. Let's go to Amadou in Memphis, Tennessee. Amadou.
Hello?
How are you, Amadou?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Good.
How about you?
Good. What's happening?
Yeah, first of all, I'm going to tell you that I really like your show.
Thank you.
Yeah. My issue is that I got my 2-year green card through marriage in 2012.
Right.
I filed an I-751 in 2014.
Uh-huh.
And I got a denial letter in 2018 stating that the reason of the denial is because I didn't show up to an interview that I wasn't aware of.
Mm-hmm. I missed because I missed from your accent. What was the application that you filed?
I-751.
Okay, so to remove the conditions of your permanent residence. Are you and your wife together?
Yeah, we together.
Okay, so did you get put in removal?
Not yet.
Okay, so what I would do quickly is refile again before you get put in removal.
Refile? You mean refiling an I-751?
Yes. Refile it quickly before you get put in removal, and then if you get put in removal, at least they'll get your removal terminated pending a new I-751. If you miss your interview, there's nothing you can do but refile it again quickly.
Okay. I learned that before filing the I-751, there is something to file to open the case. Is that true?
You can't.
Like-
you can do a motion to reopen. By the time they look at your motion to reopen, you'll be in deportation, and it'll be worthless to do. So what you want to do is refile again. That will protect you the best.
So I can just go ahead and refile the I-751 without doing a motion to reopen.
If you do a motion to reopen, it doesn't give you any status. They're not going to look at it for a year, and you'll be in deportation before anybody looks at your motion to reopen. So, practically speaking, that's not the way to go. You need to refile again, but you have to ask for a request to accept a late filing of an I-751 because you're filing it late. You're filing it years after the fact. But you explain why you're filing it, so you're going to need the help of a lawyer because you just can't fill out the form and submit it. And you've already screwed it up because you missed your appointment because you didn't get notification. So that's also another good reason why you get a lawyer, because your notification for interviews go to your lawyer and to you. So the odds that both you and your lawyer don't get the notification is much smaller.
Okay, so at this point, the only reason of the lateness is that because I was waiting, you was spending all that time.
Correct.
Is that a valid explanation?
That sounds valid to me.
Okay, sounds good to me.
All right.
I thank you very much.
Welcome. Best of luck. He's not hiring a lawyer if his life depended on it, this guy.
Which is truly unfortunate.
Yeah, his guy, I can hear it in his voice. This guy is not hiring a lawyer.
Not impressed.
Right, and you know what? This is why he is where he is.
I mean, unsurprising.
Yeah. All right. Mark in Springfield, Massachusetts. Mark.
Good day, Brad.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
Okay, this is it. The Health Safety Net HNN is a program for Massachusetts residents.
The what
who are
program?
not HNS, the Health Safety Net.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's a program for
I don't know what it is.
Massachusetts
Okay.
residents
Okay.
who are not eligible for health insurance
Okay.
or can't afford to buy it.
Okay.
Now, the question is, I am qualified for this. I am also qualified for the premium, the premium to pay the insurance. But the thing is, the public charge issue.
All right, so let me explain to you. If this is, I don't know what HSN is, but if it's something that the federal government is giving you, it could go to the public charge. If it's something that the state of Massachusetts is giving you, it has nothing to do with public charge.
Okay, that's
All right?
what I want to
Okay.
do. No.
All right, so, but I don't know what this particular program is, but if it's a state program, don't worry about it. State has nothing to do with federal. Because it's about, because the public charge is, will you go on federal government assistance, not will you go on state government assistance or county government assistance or city government assistance.
Okay, so I need to prove that. I need to find out exactly if this program is just solely for state.
Well, according to Rushy Boo, HSN is a state insurance for Massachusetts. So then, if you believe Rushy Boo, then you're okay.
Rushy what?
Rushy Boo. She's watching on the show right now, or he. He left him a message in Facebook.
There you go.
Rushy Boo says it's state, but
the
I have no idea.
official Rushy Boo advice.
Yeah.
Oh, she said it's a state insurance.
Rushy Boo says it, and so does Jill M. Go.
Jill M. Go.
Okay.
Now that's the real
Yes.
authority on stuff.
All right.
Okay, thank you very
You're
much.
welcome. Let's go to David in Dallas, Texas. David.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Brad. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I got a brother that lives in Nigeria, and his fiancée filed for him, I think, 2012 for K1, and he was denied.
Why?
And she just called me 2 days ago that she's willing to file for him again. What can she do? Can she refile for him?
It depends. Why was it denied? Because they didn't believe it was a real relationship, or was it denied for some other reason?
Yes, they say the interviewer, he was a scammer. He's a scammer, and for some reason, the interviewer was very impatient
All right,
and said,
well, we would have to be able to prove that this is a real relationship. Now they've They've been, this is for a fiance visa, so they've been in a relationship for 7, 8, 9 years now. So if she's going to refile for them again, they're going to want to know how many times have you visited this man. Show us your communications back and forth. I mean, if you're really, this is love, and they're going to say, yes, I'm engaged to this person, I haven't seen him in 7 years, they're going to say scammer. You know, they're going to want to see that this woman traveled, he's in Nigeria, to Africa once, twice a year to go visit her beau. Or boo.
Yeah, she was there in 2012, but she's not been back.
All right, so then you know what they're going to say? Scammer again. Who's engaged for 7 years and never sees each other? All right, so have a relationship. Go meet. Then call me.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Right?
Right.
What love is there?
I want you to show me.
Yeah.
I was trying. I tried to make.
I mean, I was in a long distance relationship. And
Yep.
I couldn't go more than 3 weeks without seeing the woman.
And you have tons of evidence that shows that you were like going back and forth.
And you know, and there was like 2 months, you don't see each other, you're flipping out.
Right, 100%.
7 years, they're going to say, what kind of BS relationship is this?
Yeah, that's not a relationship. That's just a pen pal ship, a romantic pen pal ship.
I don't know, it's just maybe your friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or what the government thinks, somebody you just paid to get
or
you
just,
over.
right, some rando.
Rando, right.
Right.
Okay, let's go to Lawrence in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Lawrence.
Yes.
How are you? How you doing?
Yes, I'm a J2, and I'm working with a company for the past 4 years. So I want to find out if I can file for myself.
You're a J2 and you work for a company for 5 years and you want to file for yourself. If you're the best at what you do in the world, yes, there's extraordinary ability. You can.
I'm not hearing you so well. You're going in and
If
out.
you want to sponsor yourself, it would be based on extraordinary ability, that you're the best at whatever you do in the world and one of the top in the world at what you do. Then you can self-petition yourself. Otherwise, you need to be sponsored by a company.
Okay. So what other option do I have to become a U.S. citizen?
Well, you want to get a green card first. That would be get sponsored in a job, invest $1 million in a business, file for asylum and say that your life's in danger if you go back home, get sponsored by a family member, which could be a wife, child, a spouse, parent, brother, sister. I mean, there's lots of ways. You're asking me, how do you get a green card? That's why you have a consultation.
Okay, you're going in and out, so I'm hardly hearing what you're saying.
Then you need to hold on. Let's go to Ahmed in Louisville, Kentucky. Ahmed. Oh,
hello?
Wait a second. I know why I'm going in and out.
Where's your mic?
My mic.
Oh, it's like behind
No wonder nobody hears me.
It's so far away from you.
Who put that there like that?
I don't...
Pat Rice.
I feel like it may not be too far, because let's
There,
try that.
How's that? Better? Hello? Thank you.
Hello?
Hello. Thank you, Belgium Kim. I didn't even know where my mic was.
You hear me?
Yes, I do. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, my wife and I filed for adjustment status.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I'm on F1 visa.
Right.
So, you know, the current administration, the work permit takes forever. I'm graduating this semester, so is it a good idea to file for OPT now?
No, because you're pending adjustment already.
All right. And I have a second question. When I filed, there's a question that says that I worked illegally. And I didn't. But now I applied for Uber, and I'm still on F1 visa. So should I, when I go to an interview, I tell them, like, hey, after that...
You can tell them the truth, because the fact that you worked out of status is not a bar to getting a green card through marriage to a U.S. citizen.
Great.
So
and
Uber your head off.
Sure. Okay. And last question is, my wife is a U.S. citizen, and she's petitioning for me, and she received Medicaid through her family in the past. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's going to be a problem?
As long as she's off it now and it was filed before October 15th, it shouldn't be a problem.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's go to Samson in Los Angeles, California. Samson. Samson.
We got the musical stylings of Samson.
Yeah, all right. I'm just like, whoa, my ears are ringing. All right, let's go to Tesna in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Tesha in Pescaluga, Mississippi. Tesha.
Hello?
Hello, Tesha.
Hey, I came here on a K1 visa, and I was in an abusive relationship, ending up in a shelter, and she don't want to file for a divorce, and she don't want to get me my green card. What should I do?
Well, if you're in an abusive relationship, file a VAWA case, but, you know, and you can listen to what's... If you're in an abusive relationship, you file for a VAWA case, a Violence Against Women's Act, or if you're a man, a Violence Against Man Act, whatever it is.
I can hardly hear you, sir.
Why does nobody hear me?
This I don't know.
Why is nobody hear me? You hear me?
I've done as much as I
I
can.
can hardly hear you.
I don't know what to tell you. Hold on one second. All right, you have to talk to me off the air. I mean, I have a microphone right here.
It's right there.
It's right there.
We've moved it.
Jill, does everyone else hear me online, if you hear me? So why can't you hear me on the telephone?
I don't know. I hear you on the telephone.
Maybe they have a bad line. Let's go to Samson in Los Angeles. Samson!
Hi, Frank.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good.
Your show, so I'm glad I can talk to you today.
Okay, do you hear me well, Samson?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Okay, so it's Tesha's line.
Yeah.
Okay, Samson, what's going on?
I want to ask a question, please.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been like 3 months now. I did my interview for green card. I got married to U.S. citizen, but immediately they approved my I-130. But now I've been waiting for up to 3 months. I didn't get anything from I-4185.
You got to wait at least 4 months before you can say they're unnecessarily delaying you.
No, I did it in June.
Okay, so let me finish my answer. You have to wait until 4 months before you can make a call. And I mean, 90 days. Yes, you want to get your green card, but the law says they have 4 months to make a decision on your adjustment from the time of your interview. 4 months they have. So if after 4 months comes and goes and you still have nothing, at that point you can start, screaming and yelling. But until then, you just got to wait.
Okay, 4 months.
Yeah.
But I get married before. I already married before I divorced, and I get married again with my wife now.
So you married your current wife twice, once before the divorce and once after.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's fine. All right, you corrected the mistake.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, let's go to Albin in Daytona Beach, Florida. Albin.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Good. I have a question. I've been in the United States for almost 22 years. I'm married to a U.S. citizen. I have 2 children, 17 and 16, and they're born in here.
Okay.
I don't have a criminal record of any kind.
Right.
I do pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I have applied a couple of times, but I have lied in the previous how I enter into United States. And the third time when I applied, before actually they did put me in a removal proceeding, which I went in front of the judge. And then I did show him the passport that I came in the United States, which was a fake passport, one of my friends, and I came from the Netherlands. Originally, I'm from Albania. And basically, when I went in court, I win the case, and they took me away from deportation and removal procedure.
You applied for cancellation of removal? What did you apply for?
My lawyer that I had, he basically applied for adjustment of status.
Okay, great. Okay, so what's the problem?
And they did deny my case based upon the fact, and they said there was not enough hardship to my wife, and also I have lied previously twice into the United States government, and therefore they denied the case.
So you're living here right now with an order of removal?
No, I don't. Right now, I'm basically on the air. They did not put nothing.
Okay, you're describing fiction to me. You don't understand where you're at right now, okay? Because
right now I'm illegal pretty much, and they're not after me.
Albin, let me talk to you now. You came here on a substituted passport not once but twice. Those are 2 separate misrepresentations. If you filed an adjustment before immigration, they denied you, and you filed a waiver and they denied you, yes, you're here illegally. But what you're describing to me is that you were put in removal proceedings. If you were put in removal proceedings, you either win your case or you get ordered deported. There's no in between. So
well, they basically did not put me on the removal procedure after they denied the case.
Albin, you're describing fiction to me again. So what you're describing to me, I can't help you because what you're saying to me is not what happened. I don't know what happened, but what you're describing to me did not happen, at least in reality.
Anyway, at this point, if I want to file and I have basically lied to United States government.
Albin, I have no idea where you're at right now because you described something to me that couldn't have happened that way. Are you asking me now a question? And I am telling you, if you saw a judge, you either got approved or you got ordered deported. There's no in between. There's no.
I got approved when I saw the judge. I got approved on that matter.
Albin, hold on. Albin, hold on. All right, you need me to look into your case because you have zero idea what's going on in your life with immigration. So hold on one second. Zero. Hold on. No idea.
This is why, once again, it's my favorite tagline.
No idea.
This is why you get a lawyer, peoples, because if you don't know what's happening in your immigration case, you can't fix it.
Right. I don't know because the bottom line is if he made 2 misrepresentations, he filed an adjustment. Okay, they denied him. Then he's out of status. Then go file another adjustment, do a better waiver.
Right.
But he's saying, no, that's not what happened. I went to a judge.
Right.
And when I went to the judge, I lost my case. Well, then you got ordered deported, and you're living here with an order of deportation.
Right.
No, I was not deported. Well, then what happened? I just lost my case. Can I refile again? I go, what?
Right. The judge was like, nah, but you can stay. You can't stay, but you can stay.
Yeah, exactly. You have no hardship to live here.
Yeah.
But stay anyway.
Right.
So can I file again now for my green card? Makes no sense.
We got issues.
Right. Meanwhile, I got to tell everybody, if you didn't get your calls in and you don't get your questions answered on social media check-in, which is going to happen in about 3 minutes, you have another option.
One more.
Watch again on Monday and get your call in.
Right.
Or you can follow me on @RealBradBernstein on Instagram. And if you are part of the Brad Squad and I know who you are, you can drop me a DM. As long as it's a simple question, I'm happy to help you. A lot of people ask me some more complicated questions like, yo, dude, you need a consultation.
Right.
I can't say yes, no. But a lot of times you can ask lots of people in the squad. They text me and I say yes, no, maybe, whatever. If it's simple, I'm happy to help you. If it's a little more complicated, I'm going to tell you you need a consultation. So you can follow me. And then if you do follow me, you can say something nice in a comment or give me a heart or whatever you'd like.
Exactly.
Every so often.
Exactly.
And if you follow at Brad Show Live,
Yeah.
you'll be chatting with Little Caesar.
Yeah, you will.
Okay, you'll be chatting with Little Caesar, not me.
So if you only ever get the reply of pizza,
Yes, exactly.
we're not to blame.
Correct. So you'll be talking to Little Caesar on that Brad Show Live, but you also follow the best of our show from each night. So if you say, you know what, I can't watch 2 hours of Brad. It gives me a headache. But
which is crazy, but okay.
Right. But I can watch 3 minutes of him.
Yeah, no
And you
problem.
can watch the best 3 minutes at Brad Show Live and catch up with all of our shenanigans and advice that we're giving
And
each
there are
day.
shenanigans.
Our shenanigans, absolutely. And Belgium Kim, what about your shenanigans?
My shenanigans can be seen mostly at Belgium Kim TV. Belgium Kim TV on Instagram.
Right.
I'll give you guys the secret for today. There is also Travel Queen Kim, but that's just for today, and I'm never going to plug that one
Correct.
again. Belgium Kim TV.
And by the way, if you don't believe me, First Lady Hewitt says, thank you for answering my DM question, Brad. You the bestest.
See?
So it's true.
Also, D. Bean is 100% right. She said, today has had a doozy of questions, and they're not listening to Brad.
Exactly.
That is the theme of the day.
That is right. The theme of the day is people just want to hear what they want to hear.
100%. The theme of the day is people are calling just to hear their own voices on this show.
You know what I think we should do?
Yeah.
When somebody calls and they're like, no, Brad, I wasn't ordered deported. The judge said I don't have any hardship. I've lied twice. Can I refile? Yeah, go refile again. Be my guest. Thank you, Brad. You're the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Brad. You're the best. I'm going to go refile again. You're the best.
No problem.
Good advice.
From now on, I'll start giving immigration advice.
That's going to be my advice to everybody who doesn't listen. Yeah, go ahead. Go file.
You know what? You should start throwing the ones who don't listen to me. Be like, since you don't actually want advice from a real immigration lawyer, Belgium Kim can will happily just...
Exactly.
Yes.
So, meanwhile, yesterday, Smart and Bernstein immigration attorney Janelle Baptiste and Alexander Mercado. Why is this yesterday? Happened today.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to be listening to Janelle Baptiste and Alexander Mercado explain the difference between being a lawful permanent resident and a United States citizen. Let's watch.
As a lawful permanent resident, you are not able to be outside of the United States for more than 6 months at a time. If you are outside of the United States for more than 6 months in a year, you can easily be considered to have abandoned your lawful permanent resident status. Whereas as a citizen of the United States, you're permitted to be outside of the United States for however long you would like without any ramification. Secondly, as a lawful permanent resident, you can still be deported under certain circumstances. If you commit certain offenses, you can lose your green card and be sent to your country of origin. As a citizen, the US is considered your home country and you can't be sent anywhere else, no matter what crime you might commit. Thirdly, as a lawful permanent resident, you cannot vote in federal elections. Doing so can actually prevent you from becoming a citizen in the future.
The biggest right that a U.S. citizen has over a permanent resident is that a U.S. citizen technically can never be deported. To be deported as a U.S. citizen, it's a process that they have to really take away your citizenship first, and it's a process that's very unheard of and very unlikely. The other big difference is that U.S. citizens can vote in federal elections and run for federal elections. Permanent residents have a great deal of rights. They're considered the stepping stone to U.S. citizenship, so it's a very important benefit to obtain in the United States. But that is really the main difference between a U.S. citizen and a permanent resident. Another difference I would say is that U.S. citizens, spouses, and children over the age of 21 can petition their family members, immediate family members, being their spouses or their parents, and they don't require certain waivers because they're excused over permanent residents. So sometimes when permanent residents petition these same people, they require certain waivers that U.S. citizens do not require.
Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. All right, we got to do something. Wow. I didn't even say the words.
No.
That's Julie and the TriCaster guy wants to be like a leaf and get out of here.
Make like a tree and leaf.
Maybe that too.
That's...
He didn't even say, let me go. Maybe I had something else to say, Julie, besides, nope, we're going right. He's like, didn't even allow me to go off topic for even a second.
Nope, no off topic. Do you think that that's how they're going to start? That's the new What Sugar, is just throwing cards up?
Yeah, but you want to know what,
Here's
though?
the next segment.
But you want to know what? We're going to have the last laugh.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to talk about something completely different now for 10 minutes.
We're throwing to a whole different thing.
Yeah, no, all right. We like to do something. We like to call it social media check-in. We've done it. Okay, let's go. Belgium Kim, what do we got?
Our first question is from Diana Love, who is a Brad squatter, and she wanted to follow up for a question from yesterday. So, a prosecutor dismissed charges due to lack of interest for a domestic violence and for sexual assault. The letter said the preliminary proceedings shall be halted. No court date was ever given. I received the letter in the mail, and it happened overseas. Now I'm wondering, can I apply for citizenship with charges dismissed? There was no arrest, no jail time, and it happened in February of 2017.
What was the arrest for?
Domestic violence and sexual assault, but they dismissed the charges.
Well, depends on how serious the charges are, what the accusations are. It certainly goes to good moral character, because it happened in the last 5 years. Fact is that everything was dismissed. You're not deportable or anything, thank God. But you're allowed one bad day. I don't know how bad that day was. So we need to look into it a little more.
Right. Vanny Boo Nisbeth said, how long after marriage do I have to wait to file the adjustment?
File 24 hours later.
Favorite Adele said, my U.S.
And by the way, why I say file 24 hours later?
Yeah, well,
sure, you enjoy your honeymoon night. You shouldn't be filling out forms on honeymoon night.
That's
true. The day after you can fill it out.
That's not very sexy.
Right, but you could literally file it 5 minutes after you're married, but you don't want to be like, honey, all right, we got married. Okay, baby, let's go to the honeymoon suite and start filling out the I-130.
Not very hot.
Not hot.
Not hot.
Wait till the morning.
Very white and candles in the background while you're both like saying
out
whether or
forms.
not you've ever committed crimes.
Correct, right.
Wow.
Yes.
Favorite Adele said, my U.S. citizen dad filed for the daughter who is over 21 and unmarried and was filed for in December of 2015. How much longer is the wait if the daughter is outside of the U.S.?
3 years.
Shireen said, can I go on my interview with an expired passport?
You can, but it'd be better if you didn't.
Claudette said, my husband is a permanent resident on a re-entry permit, and he's currently out of the country working. Will it affect my filing if I'm in the consular processing stage?
No, but you have to show that he plans on returning to the United States with you to live with you permanently in the U.S. So if he's going to continue to work abroad, they're not going to give you a green card to go live in the United States without him.
Joan said, how long should someone from USCIS, should someone wait for a response from USCIS about a DACA renewal?
120 days? 150 days?
Well, that's quick.
Mm-hmm.
Maharaji said, the VAWA pending while in removal proceedings. Could I travel with the advanced parole to a different country?
I think if you're in removal proceedings and you leave the United States, you've self-deported.
Even if you have advanced parole?
Where'd you get advanced parole and removal proceedings from? Unless
the VAWA is pending.
Unless they terminated the removal, that's a different story. I would have to speak to the guy and see exactly where he is.
Yeah. Island Girl said, how long after getting the receipt for the adjustment of status can I expect a date for my biometrics?
4-6 weeks.
Natasha said, my husband applied for citizenship. However, I've overstayed. Is it possible for him to file the I-130 now for me before October 15th, or would it be safer to wait until he's actually a citizen?
You could file it now, but you're still going to be under the new laws after October 15th unless a judge puts a stop to it.
Dianaba said, if you've got Medicaid and WIC and you canceled them before October 15th, is that going to still affect your case?
If you file an adjustment before October 15th, no. If you file an adjustment after October 15th, yes.
Jaina said, I got the I-130 approved in August 29th, and the I-45 was denied yesterday because I failed to send the I-864 with the AOS package. What do I do? I'm scared.
Refile again with a good lawyer. Got to start again from scratch.
Don't make the same mistake twice, baby girl. This guy, hire him right now.
Mm-hmm.
God working for me said, my friend filed his I-130, I-131, I-45, and I-765. How many days will it be until USCIS sends him a receipt, and how many days will it take for him to actually do his fingerprints?
When will this person get something in the mail?
Just anything.
The exact day. How many days?
How many days? Will it be a Tuesday?
Well, all the Magic 8 Ball says it's certain you will get something, but has no idea when.
Okay, great.
I don't know how many days.
But you're going to get something.
But you're going to get something.
According to the Magic 8 Ball.
Correct.
Very scientific.
Very correct.
Jenny Fernandez says, if I continue Medicaid for my son before October 15th and we are green card holders, does it affect our status when we're adjusting for citizenship?
No.
Yolanda said, my husband filed an adjustment of status in April. We did my fingerprint in May, but we haven't received a work permit, and my interview's in a week's time. Is there something I should be worried about?
No, it's been happening a lot lately.
That's very odd. We've got a question from Andre, who said, I'm on a J1 visa. My DS 2019 expires September 15th of this year. However, my J1 expires in July of 2021. My employer submitted my application for an extension late. The application was denied by the State Department. Can I attempt to do a transfer from one sponsor to another while the September 15th DS 2019 is still valid?
Yes, because it goes by the DS 2019. Your visa may be valid longer, but your status is based on the DS 2019, which is to September 15th. So make sure you change to another employer quickly.
Whew, you got
like
9
4 days.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Claudia said, I'm petitioning for my parents. The I-130 and the I-485 are done. They came in the country 20 years ago with a visa. My question is, on the I-485, what do I put for their work history since they've never filed taxes and they have no work history on paper?
What do you put for what?
For their work history.
Well, you just said there was no work history. So you have two choices. Lie and make pretend they were working when they're not, or tell the truth. What do you think is smarter?
Now, it says, they never file taxes because there is no work history on paper. I have a feeling like they were
worked
working
under the table.
Yes.
Well, then tell the truth about where they worked and file back taxes.
Our next question comes from Kenny, who said, where do you send your I-130 petition in the U.S. for your child in Africa, and how long does it take to get a receipt notice?
Say again?
Where do you send your I-130 petition in the U.S. for your child in Africa?
Wherever it says there's a lockbox address on the form.
And about how long does it take to get a receipt?
About 3-4 weeks.
There we go. So the one who was in VAWA proceedings and had VAWA removal proceedings and advanced parole. Can he leave the country? The follow-up is it's asylum proceedings. I have a VAWA pending, and I think after the VAWA approval, I can now terminate the removal proceedings, but heard that I can't in this Trump administration. How can you help?
You can't leave if there's a removal proceeding against you. You've self-deported.
Yeah. Whether or not.
Correct.
Fazl Rabi Fouad, who, by the way, told us that his...
he is not a rabbi. I didn't think he was.
He is not a rabbi, and Rabi Fouad is his name, and it means something along the lines of blessing from God.
Okay, very good.
My category is an F4, and my priority date is September 2005, ROW. Mm-hmm. Recently, in May of 2019, my case was completed. Now we're waiting for our interview call from the embassy. Is public charge now going to affect our interview in any way?
Yes, if your interview is after October 15th.
They've been waiting for 15 years.
I know, crazy, isn't it?
And now the
that doesn't mean they're not going to get it. It's just
right.
More difficult.
So unfair. Gurpreet says, I completed the I-485 employment-based interview in April, and my case was sent back to NBC since the visa dates are not current for India. Any prediction on EB1, and also, can I make a move to a different city while I'm waiting?
If you move, you got to transfer your case. It goes to the end of the line, so I'd stay exactly where you are.
Stay put.
Right.
Our final question for right now comes from Marvin, who said, will my mom have to leave the country because she's unlawfully here in the U.S. when we file the I-130 and I-45 for her? She's been here
if you're filing an I-45, you're filing an adjustment. Stay here.
Right.
If you leave, you've got your case denied. Stay right here.
Stay here.
Right. She leaves with a green card.
Fantastic.
All right. So, Shooting Without Bullets is a Cleveland, Ohio-based organization that works to eliminate systemic barriers to prevent young black and brown youth from thriving through art, using creativity as activism. I was honored to be visited in studio by Amanda King, the creative director of the program, and Kelsi Carter, impact director and COO. Let's watch. After Amanda King graduated from Case Western University Law School, she decided she would combine her passions for social justice and photography. Today, Amanda is the creative director of Shooting Without Bullets, an art-based program that works with young black and brown artists as a tool to help them combat social injustices that they face. Alongside Amanda is her best friend Kelsi Carter, who is the impact director and COO of Shooting Without Bullets. Kelsi works to ensure that Shooting Without Bullets has the structure and resources the program needs to thrive. They join us in the studio today to discuss how they've turned their skills into a successful program teaching Cleveland youth about the power of art and their voices. Welcome, Amanda. Welcome, Kelsi. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
So, what is Shooting Without Bullets? Tell us what this is.
So Shooting Without Bullets is a for-impact organization. We work to eliminate the systemic barriers that are faced by black and brown youth, particularly in Cleveland. And we do that using an art as activism model.
So you're shooting pictures instead of shooting guns.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Which is where the name came from. Now, what are you discussing politically with your students? Are you just telling them to go take pictures of whatever they feel like? Here's a pretty flower, or is it more politically based photography?
It started as a response to state-sanctioned violence after the murder of Tamir Rice. And Cleveland has had decades of racial tension between the residents and the police. Police terror has been in Cleveland's legacy for a very long time, but we're looking at the contemporary moment. Right. And so when I started Shooting Without Bullets, the first response, the most immediate and urgent, was police brutality and the need for police reform, because we know that young people have the most interactions with police. Police are everywhere where young people congregate. They're in the malls, they're on the subways and trains, they're in schools, and most of our young people live in over-policed neighborhoods.
Are you originally from Cleveland?
I'm not originally from Cleveland. I came to Cleveland for law school. And so I've been there for about 5 years, but as soon as I hit the pavement, Tanisha Anderson and Tamir Rice were murdered that November, and ever since that, I've been boots on the ground.
Okay, and Kelsi, you're from Cleveland?
I am not. I am from Pittsburgh. So Amanda and I grew up together in Pittsburgh. I've been in D.C. for the past 10 years until this last October when
She recruited you to come aboard.
Yes, I realized it was time to be on the ground.
And how many children or youth are in this program and going through this program, and what do you hope that they're going to get at the end?
We've worked continuously or for a long period of time with about 50 youth. So through programmings, through our public programmings, our mini courses, through the seminars I taught early on at an art center, and through our exhibitions and special projects, we've touched about the lives of 50 young people. We keep it small because our goal is to work directly with them, to teach them individually, to empower them using their own unique skills and talents, and really nurturing that.
This is not 6 months and you're out in Dubai.
They can continuously be a part of it. So we have public programs where we introduce young people to our arts as activism model. And from that, you have young people who are engaged, who want to learn more about art as activism, but who are also tremendously talented young artists. So that's how we then continue to work with them and try to enter them into the creative economy.
And you have a building where this is an after-school activity, this is a weekend activity. When are they coming and interacting and being part of your program? And do you have special art teachers?
So we do not have a building right now. We are on the ground. We do a lot of street photography for that reason, because we do not have studio space at this time. And you're looking at it. You're looking at
you're looking at the teachers.
You're looking at the teachers. You're looking at the business women. You're looking at the artists.
The chaperones.
The chaperones.
Right.
You're looking at everything.
That's amazing.
Really an entrepreneur.
The driver.
Right. And this is a non-for-profit organization, I assume. So everything, all the revenue that you get through charitable contributions and grants goes back into this program.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Right. And so what kind of artwork have your students created?
Our primary mediums are photography and hip-hop performance. And from that, they've done dozens of exhibitions, shows, performances. One of our artists, JB Banks, worked with Affinity, who's a local rapper in Cleveland, and they made a song, Wake Up, which was a political tool to galvanize young voters to participate in the election in 2018, in that midterm election. So the work that they create always surprises me in a good way, because they're thinking, they're engaged, but there's also an artistry and a mastery of technique that I think is really beautiful that's coming out of their work.
And what have you seen in terms of the children who've gone through the program? Have their worldviews have changed? Have their thoughts changed of what's going on in society?
Absolutely. As someone who's kind of come in the middle of things, I was assisting Amanda kind of behind the scenes for a while, but as I came in and I started to work with the students to get to know them, to understand how this organization has impacted them, I've been blown away. They all say, yes, I'm an artist and I want to be an artist as a career. They're absolutely socially aware and looking for more information, more knowledge, and more ways to share their perspectives on those different issues. Amanda's been doing a tremendous job.
Thank you.
Wow. So you're also working closely with Tamir Rice's mom. Now, 5 years ago, Tamir was shot. He had like a toy gun. He was 12 years old, like a toy gun, if I remember, right?
It's a toy, yes.
He had a toy gun, and cop shot him right in the stomach, if I recall. And
yes, within less than 1 second.
And the sister got arrested and thrown in the back of the car. Well, she was handcuffed,
yes, she was.
But eventually she was released. So you're working with them. How did you get involved working with them?
So when I started Shooting Without Bullets, it was a response to the murder of Tamir and working with young people to get their voices at decision-making tables. And I knew that this was a time where young people really felt the weight of the oppression, the weight of the system on them physically and emotionally. And so I knew that I needed to have some type of therapeutic and cathartic process for them also. And I knew at the time somebody who was studying art therapy. And so she was doing a project with Miss Rice, and she introduced Miss Rice to me and said, Amanda's doing this great program, you should consider Tajay being in it. And Miss Rice said, I don't know. And I think one day Miss Rice had to go to court or something, and she needed to drop her off.
So
she came to the program, and it was all love. So
wow, so Tajay's gone through your program.
Yes, she is.
How is I can't imagine how it would be like, I have 2 sisters. I don't have a brother, but I have 2 sisters. I can't imagine how it would be like if I was on a street and as a young child playing with my brother or my sister and watching a police officer kill him in cold blood, and then get thrown in the back of a car. It's got to impact you, obviously, and have a big problem, psychologically, emotionally, watching all of this, going through all of this, and then having the media attention on top of it. Right. How is she doing?
She's a regular teenager.
Really?
That's what I would like to describe her as. I don't want to describe her trauma. I don't want to put her in the box of somebody who is not going to be able to heal or who's forever going to live this moment. Right. She's a regular teenager. She loves to laugh. She loves to watch TV. She likes to hang out with her girlfriends. Like, that's the Tajay that I want the world to see. I mean, of course, she lost her brother in a very horrific way. She was traumatized by being handcuffed and put in the back of the police car. But as a young girl who's only 19 years old, I'd hate for me to put that narrative on her. I can only speak for what me and Kelsi's interactions with her. We treat her as we treat all of our students, as individuals who are capable of healing, who are contributors to culture and society. And yes, we have talked to her about her brother, and we know what's going on in her life, but certainly that's between us.
Right,
yes,
sure.
Yes.
I guess I'd like to say that, especially for Black and brown youth and in Cleveland, trauma, unfortunately, seems to be such a normal part of everyday life.
So sad.
Yeah, we just learn how to move through it.
Right.
And you can't stop.
It's sad that you got to actually live through this, and somebody always knows somebody that something happened to.
Right.
So that somebody's always touched by it somehow.
Exactly.
And, that's really sad.
That's great.
How's Tamir's mom doing, Samira?
Miss Rice, she's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
She's a force to be reckoned with. Like I said, we just met with the United Nations on Tuesday.
Right.
I mean, she really
wants
about
justice. She wants justice. She wants
it's justice for all kids.
Right.
And she's not looking at just the individual officers, Timothy Loman and Frank Garnback.
Right.
She's looking at the whole system. The whole system, from the prosecutor to the police chief to the mayor to city council. She's looking at all of them, and she's really strategically thinking about ways to attack and say, listen, no more children dying on this soil in Cleveland, Ohio.
Right. During the Obama administration, did they ever look at civil rights violations against the cops? So obviously, I don't know.
Cases before the Department of Justice. I mean, it's
well, now obviously under Trump, nothing's going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen, but it was there. The Obama administration as a whole, I don't know that they had been particularly active in Tamir's case, but it is at the Department of Justice, and I think that it got there because we were in the Obama era, not the Trump era. And now, of course, it's completely stalled.
Right. Now, are the police involved with your program at all?
We had one day in 2017, I believe, which was a day of justice at a library where police officers could come and they could watch and they could listen to youth perspectives. We don't involve them in any type of leadership. We don't do collaborative projects, but we hope that the youth voice is heard by the police officers and that they will change as a result of it. They are policing these communities. They would consider themselves the gatekeepers of the community, which I would argue that they are not, but these young people are insiders and they have the true perspective, and we want the police to be able to see that perspective.
Is that something that you want to do, and that you want to try to get the police involved so that you're all working together?
I will say that I want accountability first. The officers have to be held accountable for their wrong, and then engage in a process of truth and reconciliation. Telling the truth about the wrongs that you have done. And then we have the opportunity to reconcile, to come back together, to discuss ways to build solutions. But no young person wants to listen to somebody say, oh, let me talk about a solution, but I don't want to apologize to you. And that's been the MO of the police. And so right now we're not going to subject.
Insulting.
Yeah, we're not going to subject our young folks to that.
Okay, I understand. So how's the community reacting to you? The Black community, the white community. How is everybody reacting, or are different groups reacting differently?
The Black community loves it because it's an empowering thing. It's a thing where young people can come to our program, learn about art as activism, get paid a stipend. The art, for the first time in a long time, represents them, represents their community. The white community is embracing it. We do have a lot of allies, I will say that. A lot of allies support us in getting work shown, have donated, have hooked us up with collaborations, but a lot of white folks have tried to take our work down and continuously do.
Really?
Yes.
So there's a lot of division still.
Oh yes.
Wow.
But being at the intersection of that is what I believe will create change and progress, and we don't stop. And our young people are very aware of when somebody censors our work or tries to take it down, because guess what? They're the ones who are helping me hang it.
Right.
Yeah,
I understand. So, how's immigration impacting your work? Are you working with immigrants, or are they mostly American citizens that you're working with?
Our demographic, our young people are mainly American citizens who live or are enrolled in school in Cleveland.
Okay. Do you see any similarities between what's going on in immigration today? Because this is an immigration show. It's also about minorities and social justice and humanity and helping people. The show's about everything.
Absolutely. You would be blind to not see the parallels, in my opinion. It's all a part of the same system, and that's why we talk about social justice. Obviously, we have a racial justice lens, because that is a large segment of the population that we're working with. That is, we come from the Black community.
I commend Kelsi because she really looks at the individual, and she really is caring for communities, and she's done a lot of research on immigration, so she'd be shy right now. But yes, I mean, the disenfranchisement of people and the excluding peoples from the boundaries of our country is American as America is. I mean, it's the root of it. And in a capitalist society where there is 1% of people who control all the wealth and 99% of the other people who are scrapping for that, you look at the other and you say, they're the ones that are causing my problems and not the system itself. And so in the context of immigration, you other immigrants and you try to exclude them because of fear. This fear that someone's going to take away your security. And this fear is so strong that it is keeping kids and families in concentration camps. It's the root of why American enslavement was so long. It's why the Jim Crow era disenfranchised so many Black folks, and white businesses continuously prospered as a result of it. So yeah, I mean, we're dealing with people who are fighting for basic rights. Life, liberty, happiness.
Describe some of the artwork that your students have created.
So I think one of the best pieces that I can describe in this context is a canvas painting that has the word freedom on it, and freedom in different languages. And in the Watchtower, there's a depiction of Donald Trump, and it says, "Make America White Again." And it has so many people that are trying to, you see the red, white, and blue, that's a symbol of America, the American flag. And they're actually trying to climb up the wall to go over to the freedom side. America is not the freedom side.
Oh, they're going on the opposite side,
on the opposite side. They're saying, we're getting out of here. We're going to a more equitable place. We're going to a place
wherever that place is on the other side of the wall.
Imagine, right? It's not here now, but we're imagining it. So I love this piece. This piece is used as a backdrop for a lot of our events, and a lot of people love to take pictures in front of this.
And which student did this?
Oh, it was a collective. It was a collaborative.
Oh, wow.
So I was teaching at an art center, and I had about 10 young people that I was working with, and that's them. They didn't finish it, but I still love it.
Cool.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
That's really cool. So where can people find out more about Shooting Without Bullets? Where can they get involved? How can they donate to help you guys out?
They can do all of that through our website, shootingwithoutbullets.org. All of our social media handles are also Shooting Without Bullets, so absolutely.
And before you leave, this is a show about achieving the American dream, and the American dream means something different to everybody. Tell me what you need, what America needs to do to achieve these dreams.
My American dream is a place where everyone has the ability to thrive. And to me, that means that, first of all, our basic needs are met. Second of all, that we're not oppressed. We're not othering people. We're not marginalizing people. That we're truly giving people the space and the resources to be themselves and to live as best as they possibly can.
Nice. Ben?
I think the American dream to me looks like a place where people are held accountable for their wrongdoings. I mean, like, that's why we are in this predicament, is that people are not being held accountable, and that people are really looking back at the atrocities that have happened in America and saying, we're going to use this as a marker for what not to do and move forward. In America, there's still not markers of injustice. We cover it up, we throw dirt on it, and we just we need it out in the open, and that's what our art is doing. And I guess my dream is that people will watch and they'll take note, and then we can be at that place that Kelsi's describing, where everybody's needs are met, everybody's rights are valued. But right now, I want truth, I want justice.
All right, well, thank you very much. Okay. Amanda King, Kelsi Carter,
yes.
Great job, amazing organization.
Thank you very much.
And it's amazing that, you know, young women like yourselves go back into the community and really try to help people from the bottom up. Yes, so congratulations to the both of you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Julian. 3 minutes, 20 questions, I'm told.
That's what we're doing.
We made it by 3 seconds yesterday, Belgium Kim.
It was close, but we have done a special. We've added a few more questions in the speed round folder today, just in case we have to skip over one because it's a repeat. So we're more prepared today.
Okay.
I feel like we're going to have a few more seconds to spare.
Yesterday I was not a chicken because there was only 3 seconds to go and I answered it.
Yeah, you did.
Usually in the past I'm like, I'm not answering this, I'm crawling under the table.
Which drives me crazy because if you hadn't been crawling and you would have just answered it, we would have made it.
But I'm looking at the corner of my eye because Julian has like firecrackers like at the door.
Dynamite
stick
right
of dynamite
or
whatever he's got.
It's crazy, but yeah. Is everyone in the call center okay from yesterday, by the way? When he threw the stick of dynamite that direction?
No, there were some injuries.
No kidding.
They had no idea that was coming. All right, you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Asset says if a husband does not file taxes for his wife, will he have to adjust to file for a green card for her?
Yes.
Buana said, my friend just filed for his citizenship on August 27th, and he wanted to know if he can file for his wife now while his citizenship application is in process.
Yes.
Shan said, I overstayed my F1 visa. Will that affect me when my husband files my petition?
Not if he's a citizen.
Kenny said, where do you send your I-130? Nope, asked that. Will said, I'm a green card holder making $50,000. Will I be able to sponsor my 10-year-old son, or will I have any issues making under $62K?
You'll have issues. You need an affidavit of support.
Robert Lynn said, green card holders with Medicaid, are they affected on the public charge rule?
Only if you're sponsoring somebody.
Mark Campbell said, what happens if I have a child who's a citizen whom I collect SNAP for? Will I be penalized?
Only if you're filing for somebody.
Mark also asked, if I utilize the advanced premium tax credit, is there a penalty?
I don't even know what that is.
Temi Tope said, I had my adjustment of status in July and my case status says fingerprint is reviewed and completed. What does that mean?
It means that they reviewed your case and you're now in line for an interview.
Mom Bet said, I received food stamps for my U.S. citizen kids. Is it a public charge?
Yes, it is.
Brina said, hey, after filing VAWA for over 6 months, what's next?
Wait for hopefully the government to extend the law.
Les Lobo says, on a question on the citizen application form, it says, could you elaborate on the taxes? The IRS would allow the taxpayer to file for the last few years to be tax compliant. Would USCIS also accept that as sufficient to be USCIS compliant, or would an applicant have to file all the tax years?
You have to file all the tax years for which you owe taxes.
Mr. Willie VIP said, it's been 230 days since I responded to an RFE about a marriage certificate. Its normal priority date was July 2018, but I'm still waiting.
File a mandamus.
Joel Edme said, my adjustment of status has just been approved through an I-130 marriage. How long should I wait to apply for my 30-year-old son who's in removal?
File right now, but he's 30. It's not going to help him avoid deportation. He needs other help.
Udula said, what should I do now that I already got interviewed almost 5 months ago for my I-485, but I didn't get a green card? And they said within 120 days I would know, but I haven't.
Sit on your hands or file a mandamus.
Apple said, do you receive a work permit after filing an adjustment or after the interview, or does it vary?
After you file the adjustment, about 6 months.
Bless said, I just received a date for my interview, but I haven't received my work permit, and I did file for one. Is this normal?
Now it is.
Shayna said, when I was pregnant, I used Medicaid, but as soon as I had my baby, I stopped. So will it affect me when I'm ready to file my paperwork?
It certainly will.
LaCoy said, I have a pending I-485. Can I travel domestically with my new passport?
Yes.
Because ICE has my old one with my visa in it. T2 said, I filed for the I-751 divorce waiver in August 2017 and the N-400 in 2018. I did my combo interview last month. Haven't done anything. Can I file for mandamus? Can I file mandamus? Damn it! I feel like we could have gotten it. We had another 5 seconds, Brad. You kill me.
No, there was another question after that.
Yeah, I know. We could have gotten it.
No.
But you're right. We couldn't have because my folder was out of questions.
What was that question?
So can he file can T2 file a mandamus if he filed the I-751 divorce waiver in August of 2017 and the N-400 in August of November of 2018, did his combo interview last month, still got nothing.
Well, you got to wait 120 days from there.
from there. Okay, so not yet. Okay, and that's all we got, Brad.
All right. Comments of the day, Belgium Kim?
Absolutely, Brad. Our very first comment of the day, in a long line of comments of the day, because you guys were awesome today, is from Abigail Taylor Watson, who said, tomorrow for my birthday, I'm planning to watch Brad shows that I missed this year.
That's a birthday present.
Yes,
wow.
Queen. Happy birthday. Bradshaw Live reruns.
I want you to know, I don't even know if I would do that on my birthday, but...
Listen, if you want, Abigail, we'll send you a Bradshaw Live box set. Like, we'll have a DVD box set printed out.
You know what you should do, because she's doing that on her birthday?
Tell me.
Tell her to DM you, and we'll send her some Bradshaw swag for her birthday.
Oh,
okay.
That's a great idea.
Right.
Send me a DM, Abigail. Dom said, Brad, I love your show. I'm a big fan. My green card journey was decades in the making, and finally it's in my hands. You give me so much hope. Thank you so much, and please keep up the good work.
Very nice. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Decades.
Yes,
Damn.
decades. Wow.
And you've probably been there the entire time on his journey, Brad.
Maybe.
Carol Anderson, the Tiger, said, I will never stop watching this show. It is my pill to watch and my medicine. I am addicted to Brad.
All right. I like that.
We've gotten some Brad addictions before.
Brad-dictions,
if you will. Danny Contreras, this might be a problem in your relationship, bro. I watch Brad show more than I watch Netflix on the weekend with my wife.
Oh my God.
Home slice. that might be an issue.
That's a problem. Like, you imagine, like, a divorce court, you know, he watches that Brad show all day long.
That's going to be a real thing. Judge Marilyn is going to side with her.
God.
That's a problem, bro. How about watching Brad show live with your wife?
I got to get deposed.
Now, when were you live, sir? I was live 2 hours every weekday. I'm sorry. Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Brad. That's exactly what's going to happen. We've got Prosper, who was really feeling for you on these calls today, Brad. He goes, good job, Bradshaw Live. Drinks on me.
I think I needed one drink after a couple of those calls today. I need more than one drink.
Prosper, you better not be saying stuff you can't promise, because we're going to come collect after today.
We're sending the bill. I drink expensive tequila.
Yes, he does. That 1942 don't come cheap, y'all.
That's right.
And finally, from Asset Lindo, our very last one of the day, I'm going through my therapy session right now, Brad. Thank you for your time and patience. Monday to Friday, you are the best.
You know who's the best? Everybody out there. I mean, everybody just says the most positive, nice things, not only about our show, but about each other and about most of the people who call. Sometimes they're like, BS, come on, you're lying.
Not a thing.
Not a thing. Something just fell.
Yeah, your peace thing, but you don't need it.
Peace out. See you Monday. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm, located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.
What are you doing?